You're looking at a man who loves his daughter,
Grab it.
his family, his life.
Ready?
But it's a life filled with secrets.
Yeah.
Rob Martin is now on a quest to find the birth family he never knew.
For my daughter's sake. I wanted to give her, a foothold in something. I never had any of that, no anchor in anything.
But he could be running out of time.
My body's fighting hard.
He's battling leukemia.
I've had fevers on and off for 5 days.
And may need a bone marrow transplant.
Love you.
Rob's search for his bloodline could prove to be a lifeline. Tonight we go on a 5-month journey to find the birth mother he spent a lifetime searching for.
She was a ghost. There was no information.
A ghost. I've heard a lot of descriptions of parents, of mothers, but never a ghost.
Well, you see someone who was in my head that I couldn't touch.
It all started in May 2017 when investigative genealogist Pam Slayton gets a pleading email from a friend of the Martins.
I'm writing to you because they're currently overwhelmed with aggressive cancer treatment. When someone's desperately ill, you immediately make this a priority and jump in.
Pam reaches out to Rob's wife, Jackie, to tell her she'd take on Rob's case pro bono.
She was so kind. She was like, give me all the information.
But Rob has little information for Pam to start with. His adoptive parents took him under their care when he was just a baby.
I remember when I was younger, I did ask my mom about my birth moms, and her answer was, I'm your mom. I'm your mom. Why do you want to know about her?
Then when he was in his 20s, both his adoptive parents and adoptive brother died. In a span of just 2 years, all the family he's ever known, gone.
That will be crushing for many people.
I was depressed for years. Years, literally years.
It wasn't until the birth of his own daughter, Aurelia, now 3 years old, that Rob first decided he'd try to find his biological mother.
So what information did you find out on your own?
I got the non-identifying adoption records from the state.
This is it?
That's it. Found out my mother was Catholic and 16. That's all it says on there.
What was this information like for you? As limited as it is it comforting? Is it reassuring? Is it frustrating?
Before I got this, she was a ghost. That's solid information that my mother existed.
A glimmer of hope, but nothing that brought him any closer to finding his birth mother. It was just 4 months after that cancer would strike. Acute myeloid leukemia. He's immediately admitted to the hospital for a 30-day stay and begins chemotherapy.
I thought he was gonna die. He couldn't even stand. He was, he started losing his hair. This morning, his doctor told us that he's going to need a bone marrow transplant. We were told that it's better with family members.
I don't like to ask for anything. It feels like greed.
Brother, you're not asking for a $50 loan. You're asking potentially to save your life.
From someone I've never met and who, made a conscious decision to, remove me from her life.
Then just a month after his initial prognosis, finally some good news.
I'm in remission.
Yay!
Less than 30 days from my admission. I was in full remission, which was, even now, it's like, it's a gift. It was a gift.
Moves you still?
Yeah. Yeah.
But his doctor says there's still about a 1 in 3 chance the cancer could return, and that a bone marrow transplant isn't off the table. Rob still has to undergo 4 more rounds of chemo to complete his treatment. But Rob's greatest fear isn't for himself, it's for his daughter.
Mwah, mwah.
You don't have memory at 2 years old,
Oh, I love you, Munko.
But it's high school.
No, thank you. That's for you.
So my fear is her not knowing me and me being, kind of washed away like a sandcastle.
With no time to waste, Pam intensifies her search, focusing first on finding his original birth name.
When you are born, you are given a birth name. It's your original name. Once the adoption takes place and you're legally adopted, your birth certificate is amended.
Rob's amended birth certificate reveals he was born in Queens, New York. Using that information along with his birth mom's age, Pam uncovers his original last name, Garza.
What I immediately started to do was to try and comprise a list of all female Garzas who would be roughly 16 years old at the time that Rob was born. I basically got as far as I could.
Next, she pours through his Ancestry.com DNA results, searching for any leads that could whittle down her shortlist.
He had a pretty close match that I immediately honed in on.
A match that seems to be related to other Garzas.
I knew that once I was able to contact her, that his case was going to start to unravel. Hey, Ro, how are you? I know this is weird, but I'm a professional genealogist.
Pam is able to coax Ro into naming all of her known siblings.
Wow, okay. One person that she had said to me over the phone was Deborah, and the alarm bells went off because Deborah Garza was on my short list of potential birth mothers for Rob. I'm pretty sure that Robert's case is solved. I'm just afraid about, making that phone call because I'm going to be really upset if his birth mother is not open to contact.
But when Pam calls Deborah, she gets hung up on.
That next morning, I started getting text messages from Rob's birth mom. I would like to know more about what you're looking for. I'm not an advocate of dropping information through a text message, but I had no choice. So I wrote back, I'm helping someone who is adopted. He was born in 1972. And then it was amazing. The complete tone of the text messages changed.
Well, I had a son in 1972. I had to give up for adoption. I think about him every day.
Pregnant at 16, Deborah Garza says her mother made her hide her pregnancy in shame. She delivered the baby via C-section.
They completely knocked me out. So I wouldn't see the baby when the baby was born. I guess it was a lawyer who came in with my mother, told me to sign this paper, sign this paper, sign this paper. I asked him, what is this? He said, don't worry, you just sign these papers. So my mother told me to sign them. So I signed the papers.
Those papers terminated her parental rights.
I never got to see him. And I was told, get on with your life. You're still young. You'll have other kids. How? I was a mother. No matter what, I was a mother.
Being an unwed mother was a huge stigma at the time.
Not only were they treated as though it was a shameful experience, but then they weren't able to grieve. You're losing your child, essentially.
Coming up, a mother and son prepare themselves.
I don't know how I'm going to handle this phone call.
For a conversation they never thought would happen.
Deborah?
Yes.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.